like scratching or tapping more? Let me know. I think the inside of the book is really nice for scratching. But the hardback, the outside of the book, is much, much better for tapping. Coraline. C-O-R-A-L-I-N-E. It's really funny in the film when, and in the book as well, when the two ladies downstairs keep calling Coraline Caroline. It's like, I'm not Caroline, I'm Coraline. I relate to people pronouncing my name wrong. Okay, so I think that's enough tapping for now. I will do some more at the end as well. But now I'm gonna read you chapter. Read a chapter of this book to you. And if you like it, it says, I started this volley. I finished it for Maddie, which I think is quite a beautiful sentiment, I suppose. Oh, listen to that. I love the book smell. Okay, I'm gonna start reading. Are you ready? Okay, ready. Fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us that dragons exist, but because they tell us that dragons can be beaten. That's G.K. Chesterton, my apologies. I love this book. Everything about this book is amazing. The imagery is fantastic. Okay, chapter 1. Okay. Coraline discovered the door a little while after they moved into the house. It was a very old house. It had an attic under the roof and a cellar under the ground and an overgrown garden with huge old trees in it. Coraline's family didn't own all of the house. It was too big for that. Instead, they owned part of it. There were other people who lived in the old house. Miss Pink and Miss Forcible lived in the flat below Coraline, on the ground floor. They were both old and round, and they lived in their flat with a number of aging Highland terriers who had names like Hamish, Andrew, and Jock. Once upon a time, Miss Pink and Miss Forcible had been actresses, and Miss Pink told Coraline the first time she met her. You see, Coraline, Miss Pink said, getting Coraline's name wrong. Oh, you see, Caroline. There it is. Both myself and Miss Forcible were famous actresses in our time. We trod the boards lovely. Oh, don't let Hamish eat all exploring every day until the day it rained when Coraline had to stay inside. What should I do? Asked Coraline. Read a book, said her mother. Watch a video. Play with your toys. Go and pester Miss Spinkle, Miss Forcible, or the crazy old man upstairs. No, said Coraline. I don't want to do those things. I want to explore. I don't really mind what you do, said Coraline's mother, as long as you don't make a mess. Coraline went over to the window and watched the rain come down. It wasn't the kind of rain you could go out in, it was the other kind, the kind that threw itself down from the sky and splashed where it landed. It was rain that meant business, and currently its business was turning the garden into a muddy, wet soup. Soup, 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 soup. Coraline had watched all the videos. She was bored with her toys, and she'd read all her books. She turned on the television. She went from channel to channel to channel, but there was nothing on but men in suits talking about the stock market and sports programs. Eventually, she found something to watch. It was the last half of a natural history program about something called protective coloration. She watched animals, birds, and insects, which disguise themselves as leaves or twigs or other animals to escape from things that could hurt them. She enjoyed it, but it ended too soon and was followed by a program about a cake factory. It was time to talk to her father. Coraline's father was home. Both of her parents worked, doing things on computers, which meant that they were home a lot of the time. Each of them had their own study. Hello, Coraline, he said when he came in, without turning around. When she came in, without turning around. Said Coraline. It's raining. Yup, said her father. It's bucketing down. No, said Coraline. It's just raining. Can I go outside? What does your mother say? She says, you're not going out in weather like that, Coraline Jones. Then, no. But I want to carry on exploring. Then explore the flat, suggested her father. Look, here's a piece of paper and a pen. Count all the doors and windows. List everything blue. Mount an expedition to discover the hot water tank. And leave me alone to work. Can I go into the drawing room? The drawing room was where the Joneses kept the expensive and uncomfortable furniture. Coraline's grandmother had left them when she died. Coraline wasn't allowed in there. Nobody went in there. It was only for the best. If you don't make a mess and you don't touch anything. Coraline considered this carefully, and then she took the paper and pen and went off to explore inside of the flat. She discovered the hot water tank. It was in a cupboard in the kitchen. She counted